here.
It was supposed to be the hardest day of my life, the day I said goodbye. But I never imagined that goodbye wasn't the end. Because later that day, he texted me. After his funeral. Visual cue, fade in from black. Overcast sky, slow pan across a crowded cemetery. Muffled sobs, gravestones casting long shadows. Sound cue, low ominous drone hum, faint whispering. The air was thick with grief. Friends and family gathered, whispering about his life, his kindness, his sudden departure, but in my heart, there was an odd unease. Standing by the coffin, staring at the polished wood, I felt a chill that had nothing to do with the winter wind. Visual cue, zoom in on coffin. Slow tilt to mourners' faces. Sound cue, low, subtle heartbeat under drone hum. Then it happened. A vibration in my pocket. I pulled out my phone. And there it was, a text message. From him. I froze. My fingers shook. My mind rejected the impossible. He was in the coffin. Everyone was watching. Yet my phone insisted he was sending me a message, I'm here. Don't be afraid. Transition cue, slow fade to black with lingering drone hum. I thought it was a prank, a glitch, anything but reality. But the second message arrived, remember our last night at the lake. Don't be sad. Visual cue, zoom into phone screen. Flashback, moonlit lake, silhouette laughing. Sound cue, whispered echo, do you remember? No one else could have known. I tried to call him, no answer. Silence filled the room. The messages weren't random. They were precise, intimate, and terrifying. Every new message felt like a heartbeat in my chest. And then, the phone vibrated again, you shouldn't be alone right now. I typed a trembling question, who is this? The reply, it's me. Don't be scared. Visual cue, phone screen glows in darkness. Shadows flicker across the walls. I tested him with questions only he could know. Every answer was correct. Every word sounded like him, his humor, his voice, his exact phrasing. Are you dead? I typed. The reply, not in the way you think. I'm still with you. Sound cue, clock ticking, heartbeat speeding up, whispering intensifies. The line between life and death blurred. Every conversation dragged me deeper into a nightmare I couldn't escape. The messages were coming before I even typed mine. The first message arrived 5 minutes before the funeral began. Impossible. Visual cue, phone screen showing timestamps. Glitchy digital overlay. Call log showed outgoing calls from my phone to him, precisely when his casket was being lowered. Audio files revealed faint whispers of my name, his voice. Time itself seemed broken. Sound cue, static-filled audio, distorted breathing. The realization hit me either something was manipulating my phone, or he was communicating from outside time itself. Transition cue, fade to black. Clock ticking slows, then stops. It wasn't just the messages anymore. Something followed me home. The living room chair had shifted. Footsteps echoed in empty halls. The faint smell of his cologne lingered. Visual cue, dimly lit living room. Shadows stretch unnaturally. Flickering lamp. Sound cue, low hum, floorboard creaks, faint whispering. Cameras captured fleeting shadows. Voice recorders caught whispers of my name. It was clear now, whatever was texting me was here. The texts followed a pattern. Every night at 3:17 a.m., a new message arrived, referencing the exact moments of his death. It wasn't supposed to happen. Check the photo. Visual cue, zoom on old photo of him in the car, blurred figure behind. He wasn't just texting. He was reliving his death. The pattern was a timeline of that fatal night, repeating in my phone. And each night, as 3:17 approached, I could feel it building, closer, more intense. Sound cue, distorted heartbeat, low droning bass. I contacted the phone company. No active number. The representative confirmed his account was disconnected. I called his best friend. They think it wasn't an accident, he whispered. Pieces didn't fit. Someone had been there. Someone had killed him. Visual cue, flashback montage of the funeral. Close-ups of casket and rain-soaked road. The police traced the number. It led nowhere. The signal bounced from inactive towers. They whispered, if this is a trick, it's not from this world. Sound cue, low metallic hum, whispering wind. Then my phone buzzed, stop digging. Another message appeared, you need to see what they did. Check the video. Visual cue, grainy video of the night he died. Car swerving, shadowy figures outside. Final crash. Sound cue, sudden crash, static distortion. It wasn't an accident. Someone had been there. Someone killed him. Then another live video, this time showing me. Faint figures behind me. The truth hit me, the texts weren't warnings. They were invitations. The last message, outside. Visual cue, wet footprints on porch, flickering streetlight, shadows shifting. Sound cue, thunder, scratching at window. Lights flickered and went out. Another message, I warned you. When the lights returned, the room seemed normal. But the phone glowed. One final message, until next time. Sound cue, faint echo of his laugh. Deep low hum fading into silence. I realized the terrifying truth, this wasn't over. It would never be over. Days turned into weeks. I tried to return to normal, but every vibration, every shadow, reminded me he was still here. Watching. Waiting. Visual cue, protagonist sitting in darkness, phone glowing faintly on desk. I've told a few people. They don't understand. If I hadn't experienced it, I wouldn't either. But the fear never left. Even now, sometimes I see him, in reflections, shadows, fleeting glimpses. The final message hasn't come yet. And when it does, I know I'll be ready, or I won't survive. Visual cue, fade to black. Text overlay, he texted me after his funeral, and the story isn't over. Sound cue, long drone fading out. Silence. E.